So that being said, I am going to do, I'm so excited. I've never done this before. I've always done it. So when I do my own readings for myself, I use the Notes app on my phone, and then I like scan. So there's an ability for, just a little side note, if you ever want to do a reading for yourself and you want to snapshot whatever came out with the cards, so you kind of like have like an oracle card journal or whatnot, or spiritual guidance journal. I do that and I put in my Notes app, and you can actually scan the the um the cards into that Notes page. So that's kind of what I've been doing, but this is going to be different. This is more just like a communal, like community guidance kind of thing. So um, I feel compelled. I'm trying to feel which one. I have three different decks out. Um, one is called Saints and Angels. The other one is, I think I'll pull one from each. Maybe I'll do it like that. And then this one's Sacred Destiny card, and then the Sonya Choket, like Ask Your Guides, is like a spiritual guidance one. So I think we'll go by that. I do have other decks, but they're very situational. Like there's one for like dating, love, finances. One of them's almost like an investigative one. It's called the Kipper deck. And so I don't really feel like those are relevant or appropriate for, unless I did like, if I ever got into doing personal card readings for people, I could do that. Like I don't mind if anyone ever wanted, like, I've never tried. I feel bad ever saying to charge someone for a reading, just because I don't know. I feel like that's like highway robbery kind of sort of, like I never wanted to like charge someone to give them insight that might help them grow as a person. And I realize like therapists, counselors, psychologists, that's what they do for a living. But spiritual guidance is something, I feel blessed to have been given a gift from God to be able to do this, to do that kind of stuff and do that work. So I feel like I don't know if I should be charging I'm not quite there yet. I don't even know if I have any views on anything, but it would be something I'm open to in the future, to doing personal readings for people. Um, but I do want to make a disclaimer. This is for entertainment purposes only, because I don't need someone to go back and be like, oh, but there was this girl on the internet who told me this, and I did it, and it led me down the wrong path. Ultimately, we are the ones who create our reality, right? I do believe we're multidimensional beings. We have spirit guides, we have angels, we have the universe, we have God knows what other cosmic ethereal beings floating, or not floating, or whatever, existing around us. And it's up to us to discern and decipher what they're trying to tell us. So sometimes I think, yes, you never want to, that's why you never, even a therapist, a counselor, they're just there to counsel you or guide you in a certain way, but they're not meant to take your hand and be like, go do this. Like they're never going to force you to do something you don't want to do. So it's kind of the same thing. I don't need someone to be like, oh, but there was this girl who does videos and I listened to her video and then I did it, and it was, you do ultimately what feels right for you. This might just be a very basic overview of like where the energy is at right now collectively, and kind of, that's kind of where I'm going off of that. Um, so the other decks I'm leaving there, that are more situational and personal or subjective. This is going to be very objective, and that's why I chose these three decks specifically. Um, so yeah, I think that's kind of where we'll start. And I don't really start off with a prayer or anything. I just, maybe sometimes I say you should close your eyes and like breathe. And I will say that I will ask for, I've never done this like on camera. I've never like done ever like a reading or anything. Like I've never done any of this before. But I will ask that hopefully we can receive messages that are for our highest good, and that will help the community of the world grow and prosper in the right direction. So I don't know what that's going to look like. So I think what I'll do is I'll get, like I said, one deck from, I don't know if I'm going to, so you can see I haven't shuffled this. I'm going to shuffle it now. The cards are etched in, these are really beautiful. These cards are etched in like gold. So um, we'll put that one there. So one came out, and I'm going to put it like that. I'm not going to look at it. The back it's a really pretty card. And then this is from the Saints and Angels Oracle card deck from Doreen Virtue. And then I really do need to get to doing my other work that I need to do. And then this is the Sacred Destiny Oracle deck, and by a lady named Denise Lynn. And so I'm going to shuffle this one. Oh my goodness, there's a lot that came out. So you can see, I can prove to you like how that works. So we're going to flip them over. So 3 cards came out. 1, 2, and then 1 on the floor. We'll put that one there. I wonder if I should put that one first. Oh, I'll put it last. Okay, so we'll do that. Sometimes the back of the deck counts as well. So maybe let me keep, they usually say the back of the deck is like, when you think of conscious and subconscious, it's kind of like the underlying like subconscious, like what is being hidden. So I know in the tarot deck community, like in that world, the moon is the card that signifies like illusions, or not illusions, or like stuff that's hidden beneath the surface. Kind of like when you think of an iceberg, you have the top, the ice cap, and then underneath. The back of the deck kind of signifies like the hidden underlying meaning. And the last one is this, the Ask Your Guides. I know when I used to watch makeup videos, and the people used to like go up to the thing and they used to be like, they used to get it and they used to like go like that with their hand. So I don't know the techniques for like YouTube and whatnot. So I'm flying by the seat of my pants. Oh, I should preface also, I'm not like, I haven't been paid or anything to do psychic readings or anything like that. It's fun and I used to watch them, but I should probably concentrate right now. So this is actually a really good deck too. They're very heavy. Some of the cards are very heavy and they're like, the card stock is thick. I don't know if I want to take this one. Should I? Maybe. We'll take it. Sometimes the ones that come out, I'm like, I have to shuffle again. And sometimes if no cards come out, that means that there's no messages for... Oh, wait. Okay. I don't know. I feel like I take one more. I know I said 1 card per deck, but I feel... Oh, here we go. Okay. So let's see. Let's flip them over. Why is this upside down? Oh, why are these upside down? Okay. See, sometimes I see it, I'm like, oh, this is a message meant for me, but I'm going to try to interpret it the best way that I can. So let me actually, there's a card, I'm just going to try to remember what it says. So what came out was steady progress. I wish I could study this one first. And this is actually a picture of Saint Teresa of Lisieux, of the Little Flower. There was actually a school I grew up near in Miami called the Little Flower, Saint Teresa Little Flower. Then it says happiness, and it has the dolphins, and it has freedom with the bird. That was a really pretty one. And it says going forward, celebration. This is a pretty card. I don't think I've ever gotten this card, even when I did readings for celebration, creativity, and growth. So it kind of reminds, there was a card in another deck that I have called the Angels of Abundance. And there's a card that says you can't wait around. Like if you want your dreams to come true, you can't wait around and just sit on the couch and expect them to happen, right? It's almost like if you like people that like you want to, people that are really money driven. I'm not really money driven, but people that are very, let's say career oriented. Let's just do it like that. Let's not make it about money. If you're very career oriented and you're someone, I feel like this is very much a career reading because I'm seeing the creativity thing here, celebration and growth. It's kind of this idea that if you want something in life, you're going to have to take the steps and make, the progress to get there. Because the things that you want to achieve, if the happiness, freedom, and the ability to move forward in your life, right, onto greener pastures, because this is reminding me of like a green pasture, right? It's like the rolling hills and there's like the sun shining through, but you also think there's like this pathway. So you kind of like, you have to take that path, right? And it's kind of like dark over here, which is like here, but then you take this path and it leads to the sun, or it could be the other way around. It could be that you're coming from here and working your way up that way. Um, but I think what this is telling me is that steady progress needs to be made. You need to take the steps forward too in order if you want to achieve, optimal growth in your life. Um, Creativity is key, I think, because this means that you want to kind of stimulate the creative juices of your mind and think outside the box in order to achieve that growth and have, happiness, I receive, and freedom. Because ultimately, I will say that, like, this is also giving me entrepreneurship vibes too, which is kind of just speaks to like things that I want to do in my life. Because a lot of the times, and I see this, and it's pretty interesting. I've seen this in the transition in healthcare too. There's a lot of startups I've noticed that are popping up in the healthcare industry. Um, and there's a reason why I say this. And there's a lot of like, because when I've applied to jobs like on LinkedIn or Indeed, the larger corporations, right? When you think of Amazon, when you think of CVS, you think of even like big name. Oh, my headphones are gonna go pop out in a second. If you think of like the big name companies and stuff like that, when they go through the process of like vetting someone, it's very rigorous. It's very kind of sometimes impersonal because you're just another applicant in something, and you're not really like, you're not going to be seen for you. You're going to be seen for like your resume and your experiences and whatnot, which is very apropos, right? But um, I think there's this, I've noticed this shift towards self starters or startups, this entrepreneurial shift, like ventureship kind of energy going on, I think, in the world. And this is kind of, and even like I said, like in healthcare, because I've noticed like all these companies that are doing like, they're doing lab work and blood tests where they're putting the health in the hands of the consumer versus like, and there's a reason why I'm saying this. Is just because it just, the shift of this, what it means, steady progress, freedom. When I think of this card, I think of like not being restrained or shackled by the limitations, whether it's in your mind, whether it's at a job or something like that. And that's a great way to move forward in life, because maybe you're somebody that's at a dead end job. Maybe your job is not really contributing to your growth or your creativity. Maybe there's something that you want to do on the side that speaks to you more, that resonates with you more. And that's what the universe is saying is going to help you grow, right? Because, when you think about it, your jobs, we're at our jobs. When I was doing a job, you're there for almost, if you're a nurse, you're there for 10 hours, 12 hours. But you're going to be there for, you're almost with your work family, because I consider family more than your actual family. So if you're someone that you work like a 9 to 5 or even longer hours, you do maybe 60 hours, maybe in a week instead of 40, you're going to be seeing those people 24/7, and you better love that job, because that's what you're going to be doing for the rest of your life. And me, if anyone looked at my resume, they'd be like, oh my gosh, this girl. I've done so many different things. I've done serving. I was a teacher. I was a camp counselor. I was a babysitter. I did caterings. I've done takeout deliveries. I've done sales. I've taught yoga. I was a health, like a fitness instructor. I taught kids yoga. I taught ballet, like dance. I've done a lot. And I will say that because of that, I've become a very well-rounded, dynamic individual. But I will say that, like, if you're somebody that you feel better not having a certain schedule, like having more flexibility in your life, you wish to have some more like freedom, and you thrive in a more artistic capacity, then maybe that's something that the universe is telling you to go towards. Because maybe you're someone that's worked in the corporate world for 10, 20 years, and you're like, hey, I want to try personal training or personal fitness. Or I don't know, you're a researcher and you've done science and you've done biochemistry or biomedical research for whatever, but it's maybe becoming very hard to research the things you want, or there's a lot of red tape. Maybe you need to go off and create your own biomedical, like research what you love. Like maybe there's like a certain naturopathic, maybe you're into like holistic medicine or natural medicine or functional medicine, and you're like, I want to, maybe you were a doctor and you're like, the other aspects of medicine, like the more preventative side of like, because we're in our society, we're not focused on preventative medicine, we're focused on curative. So we only like if you have an autoimmune disorder, you're going to be given what like steroids to reduce inflammation and like immunosuppressants or whatnot, you know, but you're not going to target the root cause of that autoimmune disorder, right? So it's kind of like maybe you're someone that you want to focus more on, you know, starting a business to help attend to that. I don't know, but I feel like this is telling people, and me as well, but like it takes steady progress. It's not going to happen overnight. You have to take the steps necessary to do it. And if that's like marketing yourself, starting like, man, I mean, I don't really expect them to get anywhere in a mass, a bunch of followers, but